A sunny summer edition of Clan Chat. Well, it's sunny where Brett Neumann is, not so sunny where Murph is, but welcome to Clan Chat, Brett. A lot of buzz about the signing, and when Corey was mentioning your name, boy, was I excited because the last time I saw you, we were just talking off camera. You had a champagne bath, a hat on backwards, and a treble to your name. So thanks for taking the time. I know it's early there in Toronto.
No, thanks for having me. I'm excited to get the talk going and yeah, just get signify the start of the season and get down to Glasgow.
You are in the middle of a heat wave there in Toronto, and we were just talking off camera. Boy, oh boy, are the Toronto Blue Jays rolling right now.
Loving it. We're loving it in Toronto. They're absolutely rolling. I'm not sure how we got any MLB fans over in the UK. I'm sure there are a couple, but our Blue Jays are absolutely rolling right now, especially the last month. Top of the division. So we hope it can keep going. And when that team's buzzing, there's a buzz in the city, and it's just a great time. Great vibes all around.
I would imagine when a sports team, professional sports team, is buzzing in the city that you're training in. So, as a professional athlete, you're training, you're getting ready for your season, your first season in Glasgow, and here are the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, the most ever wins at the All Star break, looking like they're certainly going to be a playoff team and a really special team. Does that make the workouts all the better? You see the Jays win the night before, and then you head to the gym the next morning with
Yeah,
renewed vigor.
it's something to look forward to in the evenings once your day's all done and you're all finished up in the gym, right? I'm pretty much watching most, if not all, the games. Every game's on TV every night. Trying to make my way out to the park too when I can and watch a couple live. But it definitely does give you a little something for to look forward to in the evenings.
We were talking. I don't think I'll ever win the lottery because, and I don't want to date myself, but the last World Series win for the Blue Jays, I was in Toronto. I was at university. I was playing hockey myself, and I was on that celebration. There wasn't as much social media. There was no social media, and I lost my shoe walking up Yonge Street as the police sort of kept the revelers to one area. About an hour later, as the police tried to herd us home, I came around in the loop again. You had no choice. You had to follow the crowd, and I found my shoe again. It was one in a million, Brett Neumann, and your goal scoring ability is one in a million. So I won't win the lottery, but we certainly won the lottery when we got your name to paper. Are you excited about Glasgow? Because you would remember the arena from your time in Sheffield.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I love living in the UK. Some of the best memories in hockey are playing in this league. It's a growing league. It's very very good hockey, and obviously I'm very excited about what's going on in Glasgow. The whole plan and everything. The changes that the organization's made over the last 2 seasons here, and just the plan moving forward. And Glasgow's a beautiful city. Haven't seen as much of it as I would have liked to, but I did have one day when we were down there. I think we had a day off, and I took the bus down to the city center just to walk around and check it out a little bit. So, nothing but positive things to say from what I've seen so far. And yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited to get down there and get back into the league and see a lot of familiar faces and hopefully get rolling with this Glasgow Clan team.
Well, you haven't lost your shoe, but you've got the sunshine. So bring the sunshine with you to Glasgow. That's about the only thing we can complain about. And where I am in Ireland and where our producer Laura is in Glasgow is the lack of sunshine. But you've got a beautiful day there. I mean, tell us about your training and about what your days have looked like since you signed with Corey and what the training is looking like there in Toronto.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, I'm in the gym every day. Take the weekends off. Obviously, skating as much as I can. I'm also doing as I've always done. It's called yoga. It's a special kind of yoga for athletes. A lot of hockey players, a lot of NBA players do it. I do that with Joanna Carlo. She's a chiropractor in Toronto. I've known her my whole life, and she's been great to me. And we hop on a Zoom call and do that twice a week, and it's great for all the little muscles you wouldn't think to work in the gym. And then after that, like I said, I'll head to the gym, work on all the little things, strengthening things, speed quickness, and get on the ice as much as I can.
You are, when I think back to the 2 years in Sheffield and that treble, the speed kills, comes to mind when I think of Brett Neumann and that quick release. Wind it back, I mean, you had some good years in the Ontario Hockey League, Erie, Kingston, Oshawa, big year in Oshawa. I think it was 1920 where you had 45 goals, and that's where that speed sorta certainly became a big part of your game. So let's rewind a bit and just talk about the development phase of Brett Neumann's career and that time in the Ontario Hockey League.
Yeah, I had a great time in the Ontario Hockey League. I was lucky to play for three great organizations, with great ownership groups and great people around me, players and staff. And obviously, you saw me progress each year. That can be attributed to continued development as well as expanding my opportunity a little bit more each year. I don't think it was until my fourth year where finally saw me to get that top line, top power play opportunity role, and that's really when you saw me took off. Sharing with Kingston and Oshawa that fourth year. Yeah, like you said, 45 goals and then 45 with Oshawa that last year. Unfortunately, cut a little bit short by COVID because I was eyeing the big 50, which would have put me in the history books. But I think I would have got there. But no, nothing but great memories and uh, great for my development as a young player. Being lucky enough to play in a great developmental league like that.
And certainly that Oshawa Generals, I mean, that's a vaunted franchise, isn't it? You think back to the years of Eric Lindros and some of the stars that have come out of there. So yeah, approaching that 50 goal milestone is pretty special. You parlayed that success into some AHL experience in Bridgeport and certainly some good time with Allen in the East Coast Hockey League. So talk about your first few games, your first few moments in pro hockey as well.
Yeah, I actually going into my overage year, I'd signed 2-year AHL contract with the Islanders. So they had me under contract that year. Um, and then obviously going into COVID happened, and which was a little unfortunate for me personally because the 84 game season was all of a sudden cut down to only 21 games. And you know how professional hockey in North America works. There's so many players and so little opportunity. And with the COVID year, we were only playing one game a week, sometimes one game every 10 days. So I think we had 23 maybe forwards on the roster that year. So it was kind of tough to string in multiple games. And even if you did, it was maybe, your second game would be 10 consecutive days later behind the last one. So, and then towards the end of that, there was only a couple of games left, but the East Coast that year was playing a full season. I can't remember the exact number of games, but they were playing 3 games a week, and as the season was winding down, I went over to Allen, and all of a sudden, I hopped into a team where we're playing 3 games a week. And the East Coast was very good hockey that year because there was only 14 teams. I think there's 29 now, but because of COVID, there was only 14. Plus, you saw a lot of great players from the American Hockey League coming down because of the shortened seasons. And I was lucky to go to a great organization and city in Allen, Texas, and we had a great group there. Really good team. Uh, Honestly, we should have won it. Looking back, we lost in the conference finals to Fort Wayne, who ended up sweeping in the finals. It was looking like whoever was going to win that series was going to take it all. But yeah, it was close. We were right there, but it was a great experience, and I really enjoyed living in Texas.
Yeah, you seem to like the fine weather. So again, bring some of that sunshine to Glasgow. Think
Yes.
back, did you yeah, I mean that's the only thing. But think back, did you represent Ontario in the Canada Winter Games as well?
Yeah, yeah, that was my minor midget year before the OHL. That was amazing. That was something leading up to that minor midget year and the whole summer. Everyone in my whole age group was dreaming about playing for that team. We saw it's something that only happens once every 4 years. So I think the team prior was the Max Domies, the I don't know if Darnell Nurse was on that team. He probably was, but yeah, just watching the videos of seeing sold out arena in minor hockey like that, and every kid in my age group was dreaming to play for that team. And you work hard through the season. I was really lucky to get a spot on that team, Team Ontario, and it was hosted in Prince George, BC. And we went there, and we really clicked as a group. Uh, had some great, strong players on that team, and lucky enough to come through on top in the end with the gold medal.
For those that don't know what the Canada Games is, it's basically all the provinces have a team, and in the winter games, obviously hockey is the big one, but there's summer Canada Games where baseball and athletics and stuff like that. So we do share an alumni there because I represented Newfoundland at the 1993 Canada Summer Games. So again, I'm giving you too much information about my age to anyone who's tuning in for the first time, but so we've both been to a Canada Games, and it's kind of like a provincial Olympics, isn't it? It's kind of like you represent your province, and so it's like a mini Canada Olympics, and it's quite a thing. But hockey, especially, you talk about some of the NHLers that have represented Ontario or Quebec at the Canada Winter Games. It's a really special club to be in. And I look back at it, was it 14-15 season, and you guys won gold. I mean, that must have been like at that point you thought you were on top of the world.
It was so cool. They set up a mini Olympic village for, like you said, for the provinces. You had the different places to stay. They had the food hall, the lounge, the physio room, the doctor room. And I think they had multiple lounges. And then obviously the events were going on all over the city. So obviously we were pretty busy being the hockey team, but we made it out, I think, to a couple events. And I was lucky that my parents actually came down for it. And I think they watched a little bit more than I did of the other events. And there were some pretty cool events there with some pretty talented individuals. But yeah, it was a great experience. Yeah, it was nothing but cool things to say about that. What sport were you doing in the summer?
I was doing athletics, and I remember it so well. It was Kamloops, British Columbia, and obviously Kamloops such a history in the Western Hockey League. So I remember there were events around that sort of complex where the Kamloops Blazers play, and so I was there for athletics. But we went to see baseball, and you go see boxing. Like it's just unbelievable. It's like a mini Canada Olympics, and really special. So it's neat that you said your parents got there because it was a long flight from St. John's, Newfoundland to Kamloops. So unfortunately, I didn't have family there, but yeah, really, really special times. And I competed against people that went on to run in the Olympics. So you probably look back and there were guys that played a couple of games in the NHL. I mean, the Canada Games is certainly special. But I don't want to talk about the Sheffield Steelers too much because obviously the rivalry burns deep between purple and orange. But let's talk about those couple of seasons in Sheffield because again, your speed I couldn't believe how quick you were the first few games I saw you when we were doing the TV games. Did you find it an easy transition from the coast to the elite league being a similar North American style, or were you surprised by the caliber of the elite ice hockey league?
Yeah, no, it's the hockey's so good. Uh, it's hard for me to compare because the year that I was in the coast, like I said, it was a lot better than it usually is. But I still think I think it's for sure better hockey than that. I'd I'd say even sometimes when the top end teams are playing each other, it's kind of like an American Hockey League pace. It kind of is. Um, it's a great hockey league, and I think you're seeing that with the quality of the players that are coming over to the league and across the league on all teams, and you're seeing that with just the way people think of it now. They're starting to realize, I think, across the world how good the hockey is over here. And obviously, with the success in the Champions League, Sheffield doing as well as they did last year, stuff like that really does open some eyes. But yeah, no, it was great coming into Sheffield that first year and having that amazing atmosphere they have there. It was awesome coming into that. Um, Obviously, the results weren't the best for us the first year, but that really left me hungry to want to come back and win a championship that next year. And we did. We had a great group. Uh, we did clicked at the right time throughout the whole year. There wasn't really any down points to that whole roster. Any line could have went out at any point and produced at any time that was needed. And you saw that with how we did. So it was great. I obviously have nothing but great things to say about my time there, and I love the city. And there's so many great people there, and I've formed a lot of great relationships that'll last forever.
And hopefully you'll have some insider secrets on how to beat Matt Greenfield, who has been unbeatable for his entire time in the Elite Ice Hockey League. I'm sure there
Tricky
were
one.
practices. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's unbelievable, and he's back there again. So that'll be interesting to see you shooting on Greeny come that first crossover when you're in purple shooting on orange. Talk about Switzerland last year as well, because that is such a good league, the Swiss league, and you certainly, I mean, 13 goals. I mean, that's really good going in that league.
Yeah, it was a great experience to go see another country, part of the world. It's a tough one to get into with only the 2 import spots. Um, but wow, what a beautiful country. Just amazing sights, and the nature is second to none. And it's not too large of a country, so I was able to do a lot of little day trips on my days off. I'd take a little hour and a half, 2-hour drive and see something new each time, go up a different mountain, see a different city. So I was lucky to be able to see pretty much most of the country. And yeah, the hockey's really good. It's a very fast league, very good skating league. Everybody's working so hard every night. It's very competitive. It was, yeah, but it was a great experience over there. Yeah.
Well, next stop is a drive to Loch Ness to do some Loch Ness monster watching. If you like to explore, you'll have plenty of time to explore in Scotland. How did that conversation go with Corey? Because actually, when you left Sheffield after that season and went to Switzerland, I said this kid is going to go and he's going to be in Switzerland and maybe even play in the NLA. But Corey sends out the call and you come back. I mean, was it an easy conversation with Corey, or like what enticed you back to the EIHL?
Yeah, I had a great conversation with Corey. I really liked what he had to say. He's just explain the whole situation in Glasgow and kind of what their plan is, and um, just what he had to say about me too was very good to hear as a player. He showed a lot of interest, and he kind of explained how my game would fit very well with the system and the type of team that he's trying to build. So he showed a very high desire, to get me into the purple, which is great to hear as a player. So I think after speaking to him, it was a pretty easy decision. I'm excited. I really like what he had to say, and it's exciting.
It is because when he started to kind of mention your name and stuff, and I'm going, wow, if you could get him out of Switzerland, that'd be quite an accomplishment. Because as you just said, it's such a beautiful spot when you're in Switzerland. There's only a few spots in that league, so you had a pretty good situation. But we're delighted you're back in purple. Do you have over those 2 seasons in Sheffield? Do you have a game that you remember in Braehead Arena in Glasgow against the Clan back in those 2 seasons that you remember the atmosphere? You remember scoring a big goal, or is there a moment that sticks out with you when you were in Glasgow?
Yeah, one moment there was maybe one. I scored one goal, I think, on a breakaway. Probably that one that sticks out. As Scotty Allen gave me a nice little saucer pass, and I was lucky enough to bury it. But no, I remember. Obviously, it wasn't too loud after I scored that one, but hopefully, it'll be a little different the next time I get one. But no, yeah, it's a very loud atmosphere. The fans are very passionate. Nothing but great things to see. Even as an opposing player, it's fun to play in environments like that. When the crowd's giving it to you, it's a good atmosphere, and it's fun to have that as a player.
Are you the type of guy that looks around the league? I mean, you kind of touched on it there when you said like the quality of player that's come to the league. But when you kind of think, okay, Corey's got in touch, I'm sure there are other teams in touch in the league, and you go, maybe I'll go back, maybe I'll leave Switzerland. Are you looking around to see what other teams are doing, who they're signing, and go, wow, that's going to be good? Or are you looking at Glasgow then when you're thinking, yeah, this could be a good fit? Are you looking at the Mitchell Herds and the Devon Sidoroffs and going, okay, this is a good situation for me?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I listened to what Corey's kind of plan was, and he's talking about what the goals are for the team and what he envisions us doing. And um, I looked at the roster, I think even prior to talking to him, and as I continued to think about my decision, and I agree with just on paper the quality of the players that have been announced so far. There's some really good quality players on this squad. So it's exciting to see that. That's what you want. You want a deep team where everyone can produce. It's what you need to win. Like I said, that one year in Sheffield, didn't matter who was going out there. It was could match up against any line in the league. That's kind of what you need. You need that depth up front and defensively. From what I've seen so far, it looks like there's a pretty good plan in place here for the Glasgow Clan.
Was there, I mean, look, there's some great characters around the Sheffield Steelers, both their fan base and their backroom staff. Was there a moment when it got the news got out that you were going to to the land of the purple. Did you get a funny text from anyone in Sheffield or like anyone saying, "Well, we're disowning you now"? Is there any sort of good banter? Because there's always usually good banter with the Steelers fans and some of the backroom
Yeah, yeah.
staff to other
I mean,
teams.
a couple of the players reached out, and they nothing but they all said, congrats, looking forward to seeing you and all that. And I got a lot of very kind messages actually from the fans. Just checking my message box, a lot of them, a lot are very happy to see me come back to the UK. Although they're not happy that I'm with She- um, Sheffield this year, they're still excited to see me. Um, and maybe a couple messages that were like, "Oh, I can't believe you're not coming back here." But I mean, that's how it goes. I mean, I did reach out to Sheffield early on. I'm not sure what the interest kind of looked like there, um, but speaking to Corey, it was very clear that that was highly desired, and that's great to see as a player. So it's exciting for me to make that decision and come into Glasgow.
For anyone that's maybe new to the Elite League, maybe just last year when you weren't in the league, when you were off in Switzerland, or maybe someone that's coming in as a new Clan fan, do you have a message to the Purple Army? Like what does Brett Neumann bring to the lineup, and what kind of player can they expect come the drop of the puck?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it my all every night. I like to work hard. My skating is probably my biggest asset. Just being able to take off at the right time and try and read the play and get behind defenders and pick up the puck with speed. And I like to try and make the right play. I'm not really shoot first or pass first. If I think the right play is a shot, I'm going to shoot. If the right play is a pass, I'm going to try and pass. Um, and then as well, do my best on the defensive side of things. So I'm kind of an all around work hard. You know, bring big energy, speed, some goal scoring, some playmaking, and try my best to do as much as I can on the defensive end.
I'm sure the Purple Army will be delighted to hear that. I know you've got a busy day ahead of training. You've got some Blue Jays a little bit later on. Tell me about your
Yeah.
number. I think you're going to wear 68 this year.
Yeah, 68. I mean, obviously 25 and 13 are taken. Those were the two I usually kind of go back and forth on. And it's not a big deal for me, but I'm actually excited to wear 68. That was the number that was given to me with the New York Islanders, all the camps I had there. And I liked wearing it. So I'm going back to that.
Well, I think it's going to look great on your back in purple with that nameplate Newman emblazoned. And I know the fan base are really, really excited. And Brett, like I said, the last time I saw you, you were covered in champagne. You had a baseball hat on backwards. Let's hope that the future can have a similar scenario, but this time in purple. Enjoy your day, enjoy your workout, and enjoy this Blue Jays run. I might drop you a text as this goes on because it's good to have other MLB fans to drop a note to because right now it is unbelievable. And hopefully you can bring some of that winning spirit across the pond to Glasgow. So thanks for taking the time today, Brett.
Yeah. Thank you, Murph.
We'll see you soon, bud.
Yeah. See ya.